Hi, I'm Allie Beard, and this is my audition for This Is My Brave College Edition. My story starts like most. It's pretty common. I was very nervous in high school. I would get worried about a lot of things. I would get worried about pretty regular things like upcoming tests or keeping up with the latest trends. I was not really good at that. I didn't even catch on to peeing your pants until 10th grade. A little slow on that. But I would also get worried about small things that even I couldn't figure out why they made me so scared or I got so worked up. Like just going into work every week or trying to pick out an outfit before school, I found it almost impossible to do. Spoiler alert, I have anxiety, but I did not know that in 10th grade. How I found out, a really good friend of mine pulled me aside in the hallway one day and said, Allie, I really gotta tell you something. It's kind of personal. She was like clearly very nervous, so I'm like, oh man, she's gonna tell me something big. I hope she's not gonna tell me that she's selling drugs. Because that would be bad. I'm very anti kids doing drugs. But I'm also very pro supporting local businesses, so she would have put me in a real tough spot. Thankfully, she's not selling drugs. She's never sold drugs. I've never done drugs or bought drugs. But she pulled me aside in the hallway and she's like, Allie, I gotta tell you something. I've been going to therapy for a while now, and I see a therapist. She's great. A lot of the symptoms I have, I see you experiencing a lot, and I want you to know that if you need anything, I'm here for you. I'm a little concerned about you, and I just want to support you in getting any help you might need. And that really changed my life. From that point, going forward, I kind of re-examined myself and my needs. I, within the next couple months, ended up going to therapy. I started taking medication. So I guess in a way, my friend was kind of selling drugs, like in the idea of selling drugs. But it's the good kind, so it's okay. But no, I really started taking care of myself, got the help I needed, and things were looking and feeling a lot better for me. There were some ups and downs throughout high school. I would have, good periods and bad periods. And then before I moved to college, I was really excited moving away from home, moving up to Boston. I thought it would be a good idea to start this new chapter of my life without continuing therapy, because I would be moving too far away to commute to my therapist, who I knew and was very familiar with and loved. And I did not really like the idea of putting in all that effort of trying to find a new therapist closer to school. So I just kind of swept it under the rug and pretended it wasn't an issue. Things went pretty good at first. September went well. Come October, I was really struggling, and I couldn't really figure out why. I would have really just bad days for no reason. I remember one day, it was a beautiful sunny day. It was the head of the Charles Regatta, which is some boat sport thing. I don't really know sports too well, but they were like doing touchdowns, but in the water, I think. I'm not really sure. I'll get back to you on that one. But the main attraction was there's all these tents on the banks of the river with free vendors. It's kind of like just great grocery shopping on a college budget, which was awesome. It was like free sample heaven. So I was going around. I tried one of those LaCroix sparkling waters for the first time. So I was like, oh, I am so fancy getting my free water. I was pumped, having a great day. And then once I kind of spent enough time there, I started heading back to my dorm. And it was less than a 10-minute walk to get back to my dorm, but sometime between when I left and when I got there, I started crying. And I couldn't figure out why. I didn't know what triggered it or what I was sad about, or if I was sad or if I was angry. And I realized that I had depression, and I was not getting the help that I needed, that enabled me to kind of get through high school. I didn't realize that like in the moment right there, in that moment on that day, I was just kind of sitting on the sidewalk crying like, oh, I guess I really hate LaCroix so much. That was the only thing I could think of. But after a couple weeks of this behavior, I realized that I needed to get back into therapy. And I did. I went to the mental health center on campus, and they were great. Given the limited resources they have, they were really able to make me feel good and better and set me on the right track. I had friends, some of my closest friends now were friends with me before I started my journey with mental health, while I was at my lowest points, and now, which is saying something. If you're going to be my friend, if I just kind of burst out crying, like on a sunny day full of fun boats in the river, you're going to stay my friend through all of that. Like, I really owe my friends a cookie cake or something. That could not have been fun. But they tell me that I, today, am a completely different person than I was a year ago, because I seem to enjoy life more, and I make life more enjoyable for them, which is so rewarding to hear that the hard work I put into my mental health is paid off, both for me and for the people I love. I'm really open about going to therapy now, and I see it very commonly with students on campus going to the mental health center and getting help, and it makes me really happy that people are addressing this issue. I think it's so common to be in therapy now. It's almost like the book club of my generation. Like, all our grandmas are off playing bridge at bridge club. Then our moms are like sipping wine at book club. And then all the millennials are like, yeah, see you in therapy. It's great. I've become a mental health advocate in my peer group on campus, even when I go back home. And I love being the person that people can turn to when they have questions about anxiety or depression, or if they just need someone to vent to. And it's great. Now I'm the one people turn to. I'm the one indirectly selling drugs. Okay, thank you very much. Again, my name is Allie Beard, and I'm very excited for This Is My Brave College Edition.